Hello, I'm John. This is my Primaris Space Marine attack bike conversion, and you're watching Wargames Models and Other Hobbies. Hello, and welcome to part 2 of this conversion project. In the first video, I made the bike section of the attack bike, converted the rider so they were holding both the handlebars rather than just one. Between that video and this one, I've been doing a little bit of planning. I also cut a section of the ATV in half. Once I'd cut it in half, I tidied up a few of the edges, so I now have the basic form for the sidecar. What I've also got here is the ATV driver body, as well as the gunner's arms, just so I can see exactly how these sit in. And you can see it's not going to take much conversion to sort out that weapon. But in this video, what I'm going to be doing is sorting out the wheel for the sidecar and possibly working out how it's going to attach to the bike itself. So I've had a few options with the wheel. I can either, using parts from the ATV, use a wheel with a full mudguard, which I think is the front wheel of the ATV. Alternatively, I can use the back wheel, which is open, but it has this really nice frame around it, which I think will fit quite nicely into this section just here. So I did spend a little bit of time thinking, and when it came to it, I've decided to use this frame, but I could possibly mount the mudguard onto it afterwards. To begin with, I'm going to do it without the mudguard. So the first thing that I need to do, just undo this, is trim off this section and work out how I'm going to fit it to the main body. So I'm going to go flush with the body here, with that side panel. So I've done it now, I can't really go back. And what I'm looking to do, I just want to flatten these off slightly. There we go. So I need to mount the wheel in place so I get an idea of where it's going to sit. The ATV kit is a great kit. I have to say I'm not too keen on the overall aesthetic of it, which is why I want to do this conversion. But the parts work really well. So, just looking at it, that's sitting like that. What I need to do is see how far forward it puts the main body. Because what I want is I want the rear wheel of the sidecar to line up with the rear wheel of the bike. So if I position it on this line just here, on my cutting mat, and this one just here, let's just lay it down there. I don't think that's too far forward really. Let's put the gunner in place just to have a little look at what it looks like with the gun. All of this is dry fit at the moment, so I will have to stick it later on. So it's going to be that kind of position. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think that works quite nicely. Now the thing I want to look at is whether or not I trim down these sides here. If this is going to attach just here like this, I don't think I need to trim down this side. I think that works quite nicely. Alternatively, I could trim it down and expose a bit more of the wheel. But I think I'm gonna leave that in place. What I will need to do though, when I attach the sidecar to the bike, I'm gonna have to trim this somehow so it sits neater in place. So let's attach this wheel to the main body. So what I'm looking to do, I'm going to stick it to this section just here, so it will butt up against that, and then we'll glue it into place. So I'm going to just need to remove that little bolt. So I'm going to need to tidy up those arms, but I think I'm going to glue it in place and then trim them afterwards. So let's run the glue along those, and then let's run some glue in here. Okay. Yeah, so I think that's going to work really well. While that's drying, I'm just going to have a look at the options I've got with adding the mudguards and possibly using an alternative section to go over the top of it. I quite like the wheel being completely exposed. I'm going to leave it as is for now. I might change it later in a later video, but for now I'm going to leave it as is. Okay, so now this has dried a little bit. I think what I'm going to have to do is trim off this section just here and then attach it to the rest of the bike. I might use the other side of the ATV to actually create a section to connect it to. So, gonna have to have a think about that. So for now, I'm gonna leave it just here with this single wheel attached. What I will do, let's just pop the gunner in place. So there we have our gunner, and there is the bike section, and we can start to see already what this is going to look like. I'm really liking the aesthetic. It looks like the original Space Marine attack bike, and I'm looking forward to continuing with this project. So, hope you've liked this video. If you haven't seen the first one, go check it out. It's over on the page. For now, my name's John, and you've been watching War Games, Models and Other Hobbies.